Hi you guys, this is Gwendolyn again, and for today's video I would like to do a little bit of a follow-up on my last video talking about being an ex. Okay, so what I really was wanting to talk about a little bit today is, like I said, last video I addressed being pretty much a good ex, ex of any type of relationship pretty much, but we know mostly romantic relationships and things like that. So because I addressed some of the things about how to pretty much move forward without being really hurtful and things like that of people in our past when it affects other people around both of us. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I addressed that. But today I was just thinking pretty much, or having a little bit of discussion about how some of us get to that point. I wish I had my phone with me, because it makes me think about things like people always saying this fear tactic of the divorce rates and things like that in the US. I'm always doing this. People talk about constantly how it's a high rate supposedly in the US of divorce rate. I don't know if I said divorce rate, but I think it's currently at supposedly about 50% or so. Okay. And I was just thinking about that. I'm like, but look at how many people live here. I don't know the exact number. I don't feel like grabbing my phone to Google, which is not always 100% accurate, let's be honest. But there are lots of people in the US, not necessarily more than maybe some other countries and things like that. That's besides the point. There are a lot of people that have crossed paths in the USA, correct? So US of A. That being said, if you have a high percentage of people in a particular area, country, state, city, whatever, your numbers are going to be higher with your divorce rate, with your marriages and things like that, whatever the numbers, because you got more people. It kind of makes just common sense. So, and then the number of divorces they may talk about, but how many successful marriages do people discuss? They don't. And it's just like I said, it's just a matter of numbers. It's a tactic of numbers, and their tactic, and people, whomever these people that are afraid to get married and things, because they keep thinking about the numbers. That's scary for a person that's never been married. People that's never been married, if that's what you want to do, get married, because marriage is still unique, a very beautiful, unique, whatever spiritual, whatever people believe in or not, I believe in marriages. Even though mine have not worked out, I do believe in them. And it's like, I don't like everything is based on, I shouldn't say everything, but there are quite a few things that people are doing to scare us into not doing something that's beautiful. People are trying to scare us into everything. I don't care if it's eat a certain way. Don't eat this because of this and that and other. Don't eat this because this and that and other. And the thing is, I always ask myself, well, what is the alternative? To just give up, to not to do that anymore because it doesn't work out for some people. And anyway, so I want to address a little bit, because it was just things I was discussing and things like that, talking about this with someone else. I believe that some of the things we're taught about going into relationships, or how to go into a relationship, or like people say things like, well, you attract people that are like you. No, we don't. Well, I shouldn't say no, we don't, but that's not 100%. Okay, it may be true or not. I don't know. None of us are open. We're spirits that's, got these flesh and everything over us. So no person from some jumping up out of a viper or some sort of coming out of a genie bottle said any one way or the other about how true that is. The reason that may be, it could be true, that we attract people that's like us. It could be true. But the problem is, when we meet people, we're all trying to be on our best behavior, correct? Each one of us. I'm going to use me. I'm going to try to be on my best behavior. Like, for instance, if I was a person that didn't keep a clean home or something like that, and I knew someone was coming to my house for the first time, we're more inclined to clean up, right? It could be your family member, whomever, that's just coming to visit, and they know you, and you will clean up. At least most of us. Some of us don't, whatever. But because we want to always give a good impression, most of us don't want people to know things about us that we're not so proud of, correct? So we're going to start with that. Now you meet a person, you're going out to actually meet people, to dates and things like that. They're doing the same thing. Most. I'm not talking about the exception. Most people are doing the same thing. They're on their best behavior. Or they're trying to portray an imagery of what they think you like, or vice versa. That's how it works. People are trying to impress one another. That being said, fake. They're not their true selves. So, I'm not my true self, if that be the case. But believe me, usually I'm a whole lot like how I just am when I meet people. I'm very comfortable with men more than women. I'm extremely comfortable. I tend to bend over backwards for women. I would try to do anything to keep them cool, calm, or whatever, try to make friends. I've been that way. I admit to it. And I'll do pretty much anything. To keep them happy, I've done that. Have done. Won't do anymore. But men, they get the hardcore, whatever I am, they get that up front. But they try to, the people that I have come in contact with, not trying to pretend I'm always upfront, honest, and everything, and someone else isn't, but that has been my case in quite a few times. I meet people that are trying to impress me, men. And so they come in telling me they like this and that and other. They're family oriented. They're spiritual, even if not religious, or something to the degree, because I know that's what I want to hear. They assume it. I don't tell people, men, what I like up front, per se. I don't go into detail. I'm just like, be yourself and we'll figure it out. It'll work or it won't. Just be who you are. That's what I have to start doing. But that worked out great with my friends. I have had the best male friends, because they were just relaxed around me and I enjoyed them so much. But my relationships, what I've realized is that these people have said things to me and portrayed something they knew that was more of my style of what I've liked. Let's not even go into details as a personality trait that someone is trying to portray. Let's just say, for instance, if I liked nice vehicles, there would be a person that would probably rent a vehicle, use a friend's vehicle to impress me. All of these things are nice. However, that's why a lot of our relationships are not working, because you're not being your authentic self. So we're not meshing well, because we really don't mesh well, possibly. That's some of the issue. So all of this stuff in this scenario that I'm using, and truth that I'm using, is to pretty much say both of us, me and the other person, should be trying to attract someone that's similar to us, or that like the same things we like and things like that, to some degree. I like differences in people. To some degree. So that would make it more likely for a relationship to work out, because we're being pretty much who we are without exposing everything. Because I'm not going to expose everything about me. Pretty much I can know you for 10, 15 years. There are things that we as people, and especially as an adult, we should just have some privacy to some degree. I'm not a criminal or anything like that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not that big of a deal to keep some things to yourself. I'm sorry, I gotta grab my iced coffee. It's been sitting, I almost forgot about it. Let me take me a sip. That's good. Should sell that thing. Trying to put a next message on this book. My locks are still, I'm always all over the place, but that's how I am. That's truly my personality. I'll talk about 25 things in 3 minutes. My locks are trying to come out of the twist, where they're still sort of twist now. They're not mature locks yet, but they're trying to get there. Best thing I could have done, I was so against these things. I was so against locks. Anyway, we'll talk about that another day. We'll talk about that some other time. But this is what I was thinking about. I wanted to address the fact that some of us end up being an ex, or because we all need to be more upfront with who we are to the best of our ability. Now, let me say this. I think everybody, every personality, every trait, every characteristic in people, somebody else on this earth is going to like it. I truly believe that, because I see people that I'm like, are you serious? That's, and we all do it. That's who you're with, or they're with you. We all do it. Well, some of us, I do. I'm honest. But I think it's sort of good to know enough about someone else that you make a valid choice. If you're a person that's dating someone that has kids and you don't want kids, don't waste their time. Don't do that to people, and vice versa. Don't waste people's time. You know that you're not on the same path with them. Just don't do it, because this leads to this statistic of these high divorce rates. And then we're over here trying to figure out how to be a good ex or not to be an ex at all. But things like that, you understand? So our responsibility, I would say for myself as well, I had to learn. I need to not look for certain things in a person that is sort of, I don't want to say forces them to try to be that. If I got kids, don't come to me trying to act like you like kids and you don't. And vice versa. If you don't, you don't. And it's just selfish to me to lure someone into something that you know you're not going to be good to them, or they to you. You know better. So that type of stuff would help to keep these relationships together. And just be more truthful with who you want, and be more truthful upfront with things that are not working for you. If a person you're seeing they're not your cup of tea for whatever reason, I don't care if they style their hair where you just can't. I'm not trying to be that petty, but I'm just using that as an example. If you're not going to be happy, don't waste someone else's time. Then we don't keep adding to this statistic, even though it's, to me, not that big of a deal with the number of people that's been married in and out of this country. Then here in the US of A, we meet people from all over the globe. We all know that. So many different variety of people step foot and, sooner or later in one of these USA states. We know that to be true. But we're going to get if they divorce here, we're going to have the numbers stuck here. And things like that. Well, anyway, we know how it goes. But I don't pay that stuff any attention, because at the end of the day, there are good, healthy relationships going on. Still to date, there are healthy relationships. But I'm here to help. When I think of something that can help people do better, myself included, I'm going to share it with you guys. So in other words, when we're dating whoever we're looking for, what we're looking for, or what of the person we should be as well, let's just be more upfront and more honest with who we're attracted to. They may just like it. It may take a load off their shoulders to find out you're messy. Don't get with someone, they come live with you and they're like, oh my gosh. Just don't do that to people. And they may like it. Because think about it, they're probably faking too when they first meet you. They're probably faking. Like, oh, I'm very clean or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. So that may be something to help us transition into staying in a relationship, not necessarily becoming an ex. That could help the situation, being more upfront. Just that. Being more, if you need to be blatantly something, just be it. And I think that's one of the answers to helping us to be, in healthier everything. Our kids, teaching them how to be more authentic and things like that. It's a good thing for all of us. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about, and every time I have these little epiphanies or whatever, I'm going to share with you guys, because like I said, I keep saying this over and over again, but I just try to remind you guys, I am a life coach. I enjoy doing this because I like all of us growing and things like that. I like to grow in just towards something better in life, and just not get so absorbed in all of this negativity and things like that in the world. Marriage is sacred and beautiful, and I love it, and I will always stand by and stand for marriage forever. I believe in it. I think it's one of the greatest things in the world, and I personally am looking forward to experiencing my first great, real, actual marriage. Not just two people coexisting, trying to figure things out and going through a lot of downs versus ups. Not to that anymore, because I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about who and what I need to be, not trying to appease and compromise all the time with someone else. I don't believe in all of that. I don't. I want to be happy, and I want the person happy. So we need to stop thinking we need to sacrifice ourselves so much for someone else's happiness. I know that's what people preach, compromise. Well, that's a whole different story. I'm not doing a lot of it anymore. I've done it, and a person shouldn't ask something of me they know would not make me happy. They shouldn't ask it of me. That's how I think. Anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my coffee. I just wanted to touch base a little bit, because it takes me I'm pretty terrible about coming out of here and doing my videos and things like that, because you guys know I've been studying real estate. I don't know if you know, but I've been studying, testing and things a lot. I always got an excuse. This girl got a load of excuses. I do, and some good ones. So you can use mine if you need. But I've been studying and doing well, and that's what I've been doing on the side, because it's just something I wanted to learn. And every time I want to learn something, I don't feel like people are teaching me or helping me or mentoring me enough, I'll go take a class. I'll go to school. That's what I've done through the years. But anyway, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Going to enjoy my iced coffee, and I enjoyed jumping back on here with you guys. I enjoy talking to you, period. And I hope this message helps someone. Marriage is still great. That's the thing. Marriage is great. Just be more authentic with whom you are, and that may be who you attract. If we're supposedly be attracting the people that are like us, we're supposed to be mirroring. It's supposed to be a mirror of whatever. Let's be our true selves, and maybe it'll work out that way. Let's see. But I'm gonna try it 100%. So anyway, I would talk with you guys later. Remember to like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to hang in here with me, and comment. Send me a comment. Give me some, if you got some questions and things like that, I will come on here and discuss some things. If you got some things you want to talk about, whatever. And until then, take care of yourself. Love you guys so much. Be good to yourself. Be good to other people. Thanks for hanging in here with me. Love you. Bye-bye. Deuces. Oh, turn on the notification. Deuces. Bye-bye.